I'm here with Josh with his Spright Tri deck profile. He's here to show us some of the combos the deck can do.
Yeah, I got a few combos for you. We'll go through a couple of one card combos. We got a one card Beaver, got a starter combo, just a couple of discards. Got how to combo out of an awkward hand with Kit and Karis, and a just sort of basic go-to combo, the fundamentals of Kit and Blue.
I guess we can hop into the first combo then.
Yeah, so this is just a one card combo, opening Beaver, and I'll showcase really sort of how good it is. So we start with normal Sun Beaver, activate effect, special another Beaver from deck, overlay the two. I'm going to pop it over here because I want to leave these zones free as my elf zones. And I will go into the Gigantic Spright. Gigantic effect, detach one of the Beavers, special a Kit from deck, link 2, make elf, go trigger Kit, you're going to dump the Nerval from deck. Nerval from there will add a Karas to your hand. Elf, you can bring the Kit back. You're going to summon it to one of the link zones, so then it can't be impermed or veiled. Kit effect, banish 2. You're going to get rid of a Nerval and a Beaver. Special out from our extra deck, a Farragut. Farragut effect, special from hand Karas. Link 2. Get Farragut into a Bearbrum. The zoning here is quite important. What I'm trying to do is I need to leave this zone open for the Pit Knight early, so that it points to Elf. And I want to leave this zone as our Double Dragon Lords zone. So then this one is free for when I do my Shureg summon. I've had instances where I've gone Shureg effect, someone has tried to Jago Stabilier it, and I've had to point to Elf and say, congrats, that's all you can do. From here, Karas effect, banish another 2, summon out to the Bear Room zone. Now we can link with these two, go into the Pit Knight early, activate our Bear Room effect, add the Revolt to hand, and put one card back, and then set the Revolt. From there, you've opened with just one card, Beaver, and a few hand traps, nothing else. You've made Elf, Double Dragon Lords early, Revolt, which can bring back the properly summoned Bearbrum, a Kit, and a Novel. Summon back, make Shureg. Kit will put another name in grave. Novel will search you follow up. And that is your full combo. Very, very easy, very straightforward. Just one card to do that. Something important here that I think some people don't realize, actually something that Drew pointed out to me. Very important that when you do your Revolt summon back, leave a couple cards in your banish zone, so then when Shureg dies, you can search for a level 2. Very important.
Yeah,
That
I'm
is
forced
the
to
first
keep
combo.
at least one banish with like Farragut because it's not properly summoned, so
Mm-hmm.
that's good. But it's always good to keep like at least two beast or tri types in the banish pile, just so you're able to search Kid or Kara as like follow up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Alright, so
Yeah.
that's combo number 1.
On to the next combo. We're here with combo number
Yep.
two. Incorporating Kid and Keras. This combo is a little bit less strong since you don't get access to your sprites and you're locked into your tri types quite early on, but it's still quite a strong input for the deck. Uh,
So it's important to know this for situations where you do have those really awkward hands that you can't get into Sprout names, like Drew said. But these two will still get you into most of your end board. There's a choice at the end which we'll go over. We can go a little minus and get the double Dragon Lords, or sacrifice the double Dragon Lords, but have more cards in hand. Just kind of depends on preference and matchup.
yep. So I think with
Alright, so
yeah,
shall we get started?
just something to note with most of these combos, you will need to put back in hand for Revolt or for Bebrams.
Yes,
So
good
it's
point.
all of these combos like they're technically like one or two card combos, but it's just treated as 1.5 or 2.5. Shouldn't really matter if you're going first, since you should always have a putback, but just something to keep in mind.
Yeah. And so on that, we'll add an Ash Blossom to this hand as just a blank card that you can put
Yeah.
back. Alright, so we'll start. You go Karis effect, first of all, discarding the kit, and specialing the Karis. Trigger kit, send from deck to grave, Nerval effect, add from deck to hand a fractal. Here we're going to lock ourselves into tri-types very early on. We will banish these two, summon out the Farragut effect, special from hand the fractal. We're going to overlay these two, make the gigantic. So here there's a bit of a choice. You go gigantic effect, but the question is what you detach. You can detach the Karis, but I think the best play here, because we are going through all of our tri-types, we can revolt for 4 in this situation. You detach the Farragut, and that'll give you a draw and put back, which you can potentially find sprite names off of. Resolving the gigantic, summon out another kit from deck. Here we can go kit and fractal into the elf. Elf, bring back kit. Go kit, banishing 2. Summon out the Bearbrim. So here is where the decision comes up. You can go Bearbrim, discard 2 to bring back something. You could bring back the kit. But here we're just going to go these two. Make the Hit Knight early. Sorry, wrong card. Hit Knight early. Trigger the Bearbrim. Add the Revolt. Put the Ash
So
back. And there you have it.
yeah, so just something to note. In that divergent point, if you are going for the play where you want to go for double Dragon Lords, you must detach Keras from Gigantic Sprite, so that way you actually have a valid target for Bearbrim, because you have to summon back a level 2. So you would detach Keras, summon
Yes.
back, and then you'll summon Bearbrim, and then use Bearbrim effect to summon back Keras. Use Keras effect to banish 2 to then summon double Dragon Lords. If you do want to go for that play, just remember you lose 2 cards just to make 1 interruption. So it might be better off just keeping cards in hand.
There is a version of this where you don't go into Gigantic, and you still keep the 2 Tri-brigade names on board. And that way, if you do choose to use the Bearbrim effect, you can bring back the Fractal or the Nerval.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll move on to the next one.
We're here with the third combo, which is Bright Starter and a random putback. This combo is just reminder that you get level 2 locked pretty early, so you can't end on Doom Eagle or anything like that if you draw like extra gas. So just keep that in mind when doing this combo.
Alright, we'll go straight into it. Activate starter, summon blue, take 11, blue effect, jet, special jet, jet effect, add starter. If you want, the other option is smasher. I just like having the follow-up, or being able to summon red during my opponent's turn if necessary. Overlay 2, gigantic effect, and now we are protected from Nibiru. Summon the kit, link 2, we'll make elf, we'll trigger kit, set Nerval, trigger Nerval, add Karis. Since we haven't normal summoned yet, we can normal summon the Karis. The reason we're doing this here is because we can't actually bring back kit. We don't have enough tri-types in our grave yet. Karis, banish 2, make the Farragut, link 2, make the Bearbrim. So this is hard made. That's super important here, because we don't have the fractal, so we're not able to go for summoning fallback off revolt. We have to hard make the Bearbrim here. Bearbrim, discard 2, bring back the kit. We now have enough tri-types in our grave for the kit. We can go for these 2, banish both, make the DDL, then link these both into the early, use the Bearbrim, add the revolt, put something back. So this does require 2 discards. Thankfully you add the starter from deck to hand, so if you really like the other cards in your hand, you can discard that starter. I think it's better to keep it, but it's just there if you do need that. Like I
It
said
really
before,
depends on like what the other cards are in your hand. Like if they're hand traps,
absolutely.
it's like you gotta decide like which one you prefer, hand traps or follow up slash an interruption. Both try to play around Dark Ruler, which is nice in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good point. And like I mentioned before, super important that we hard make the Bearbrum because we don't have the Fractal here. We do have to go Nerval, Bearbrum, and Kit. And then keeping these two banished, so then we have a good add off of the Shureg when it goes to grave. So that
Yeah.
is the third combo.
Yeah. We're here with the fourth combo, where you draw Spright Kit and Spright Blue. This is like the bread and butter combo of the deck. You want to like this is the hand you kind of want to be seeing, apart from like Beaver. Beaver is just the best like card in the deck, honestly. But yeah, I guess straight to the combo.
Alright, we'll get into it. So you're just going to go normal summon Kit, special blue effect, add Jet, special Jet, effect, add starter here. Thankfully, because we open with blue, we actually do get to save this for our opponent's turn. We can bring out a red and play around Dark Ruler by holding it. We will go these two into the gigantic effect, attach Kit, special Karis, Kit effect, dump Nerval effect. We're going to add another Kit. We go these two, and we are now protected from Nib because we use gigantic. We can make the elf here. We can use Karis, banishing 2. Put those down here. Make the Farragut effect, especially the other Kit from hand. Link 2. Make the Bearbrum, Kit effect. Banish 2. Summon out the double Dragon Lords. And then these two into early. Trigger the Bearbrum. Add the Revolt. Put a card back. And hilariously, all this time, we haven't even used the Elf effect. So if we really, really wanted to, we could go Elf to bring back Kit, and then have that as a double Dragon Lord send during our opponent's turn. Set these two. During our opponent's turn, starter can bring out the red. And there you go. Standard stuff. Just sort of the basic combo that you really want to know before you start getting into some of the more niche things of this deck.
Yeah. I get
So
the combos get a little bit more complex when you're trying to break boards because you have to worry about like sprite restrictions. No, not sprite restrictions. Well, sprite restrictions plus tri-brigade restrictions, and you don't want to be triggering your tri-brigade cards too early, and you don't want to be getting yourself level 2 locked too early either because you want to be able to like still out the entire board, get big bodies, but not like lock yourself out of the other engine. So it's trying to find a balance between when to use which archetype when, while maintaining like the maximum efficiency between the two. So
And that's where Zeus comes up. Like if you can go into like a Sky Cavalry early, and then Zeus the board, and then have like a sort of Sprite follow up, something like that.
yeah, it becomes a lot like stronger, and that's where like the deck sort of shines. It requires a pretty good pilot for this deck. Like when you get into complex board states, you do need to be very familiar with the deck. You don't want to be like what you don't want to be like confused in what your plays are and what you're trying to end on. You should be have like a clear end goal in mind and what you want to achieve when using your different names and stuff because sequencing is extremely important in Yu-Gi-Oh. I mentioned this in my Sword Soul video, but you need to be able to sequence your effects extremely well, and this is like the same with this deck. You need to be making sure you're maximizing the use of each resource in your deck. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
we are going to show you one more combo, and yeah, we'll get right into that. We're back here with combo number 5, where you draw Sprite Blue and Nimble Beaver. This hand is pure gas. You have so much gas when playing through this hand that you have to be very mindful of zones and make sure that when you're comboing, you be mindful of where you're putting your cards because it does actually matter when you get to the end, like later stages of creating your board.
Very, very easy to get clogged zones in this one. We found that when we were testing, actually.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we can go right into it.
Alright, so we're going to go normal Beaver. Beaver effect. Summon another beaver. I'm going to go for a very early blue here, and you'll see why in a moment. It's basically how I want to set up the materials under Gigantic. So I'll summon blue, add jet. We're going to save this until the very end because of that zoning issue. We don't want to run out of space. Overlay these two, make the Gigantic. Gigantic effect, we are now protected from Nib. Gigantic was summon number 4. Summon the kit. Link these two. Make the elf. Trigger kit. Dump Nerval. Nerval add Keras. Now we have plenty of tri-types in our grave. Everything we need. Elf, go here. Summon back the kit. And you'll notice it's a bit different this time. I'm going to summon the kit to this zone. And this is specifically because of that zoning issue. Kit effect. We go these two. Beaver Nerval. Summon the Ferrojet. Ferrojet effect. Specialty Keras from hand. Link 2. Make the Bearbrim here. Very important. If you summon it here, you are going to run out of space. We can go for the Keras here. We're going to bash the kit and the beaver. Bring out the double Dragon Lords. Keeping the Ferrojet in grave here, just because we have the option to, and it is very good for another access code banish. It is an earth, most of the other ones fire, and wind. Race is a wind, so just good
And
to keep
then
an extra
Shrek would be
attribute
the
there.
dark.
Yes.
Yes, you would get 4 pops, I believe. With Earth,
wind, fire, earth, dark. Yes.
Yeah.
Here, we summon the jet. We're doing that before we do the Bearbrim, as Bearbrim locks you into tri-brigades after resolving its effect. Jet here gets smashes. Again, because of the zoning, we actually really want to get rid of this jet during our opponent's turn, so we have enough space to resolve our revolt. These two now, into the Pit Knight, Bearbrim, add revolt, put back a card, set 2. You'll notice here we were unable to put to leave a zone empty for the Shureg. However, that can just be resolved by using the double Dragon Lords and sending itself during our opponent's turn. So yeah, this is probably the best hand that you can open with. Those two, Beaver Blue plus hand traps, is just everything you could ever want. Pushes through a lot of cards. You can go jet early on, like if you get ashed on your beaver, you can go jet super early on and add a starter and just keep doing the whole thing. So yeah, this is cracked. This is amazing. I love it.
Yeah. I think if you're drawing 3 hand traps plus nimble blue, you're probably going to win that game.
Yeah.
Most likely 9 times out of 10, you are about to win. You were about to whack someone, honestly. Or even if you draw nimble, if you draw beaver plus blue plus jet, and then that just pushes through even more hand traps because you can do blue such red, summon red, then jet such smashes, Xyz, and then everything just goes everything comes out straight away. It's everything just gets let loose. It's crazy how quickly the Spright cards can get out of hand, and the consistency and power that the Tri-brigade cards provide.
Yeah, these guys are super good at flooding the field, and then the Tri-brigades give you that extra push over the top, especially dealing with big monsters, something that normal Spright really struggles with.
So just a key takeaway from this video, if there's anything you're going to take away from this combo video, you should know that zoning matters with this deck, and sequencing your cards are extremely important. You can't let yourself get a tri-lock too early into the combo, and you can't let yourself get Spright locked into level 2s too early if you're going to try and push for game. Remember that Spright cards do have restrictions. You can't just end on Doom Eagle whenever you feel like you have to draw maybe a Tri-brigade hand specifically just to end on that. But otherwise, thanks to Josh for doing this deck profile with me.
All good.
I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video, I guess.
Yeah, have a good one.